Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Wednesday, October 5th, 2022. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Happy Hump Day, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me yesterday for our PivotBoss monthly market outlook for October and Q4. If you want to watch that recording here, there is a link in the description below. All right. Also, one note here, I will be out of the office the next couple of days here, so this will be the last pre-market video until next Monday. All right, taking a look here at the ES. You'll notice right now a nice two-day move, big time two-day rally here. This market has been short of two-day rallies this entire year. There's only been a couple of two-day rallies that have been very strong. If we make this two here, you'll see again how big of a two-day rally that was the last couple of days. One of only a few big two-day rallies or two-day moves. A lot of the two-day moves have been mostly focused to the downside over here. This one right here was to the downside. So you really don't see a whole lot of big rallies. This was a two-day big move up. The next day was more digestive, which turned into a 2, 3, 4-day range before continuing higher. We noted that yesterday, two-day higher range there, big time range, one of the 4 or 5 biggest of the year. We would likely see some sort of pullback now. And instead of getting the pullback day yesterday, we're getting it here today. We could see a move back to the previous session's midpoint and then see a bounce that brings us back up and stay within this range here throughout much of the day as the market digests the recent strength. Again, the big deal here is that we've seen an early rejection at the quarterly extreme, and we could be bouncing higher over the next 1 to 2 weeks. This rally could take us to the 3902 FOMC key level, could take us up here to this mid pivot zone right here, about 3927. It could take us even higher, perhaps as high as the July FOMC at 3977. We'll see how high we go, but once we get up there, do we get hit with the primary trending move and get another rejection and turn down? That's what we're going to be looking for right now. So at the moment, good short-term strength. You want to see price hold and maintain those gains. You want to see price finish above the previous session's midpoint. So early on, seeing a little bit of a pullback and weakness. We may find a morning low that brings us back toward the highs, and then from there it could be range bound for much of the session again as this market digests recent price action. We do have a couple of numbers here that's already come out. We have the ADP non-farm employment change came out, 208K, above the 200K forecast. We also have ISM non-manufacturing and services PMI coming out in a little while. Tomorrow, we do have initial jobless claims prior to the RTH open, and on Friday, non-farm payrolls an hour before the RTH open. That could provide some volatility as well. So again, after a strong start to the week and to the new quarter, any pullback here will likely be defended for an attempt to continue higher toward 3,900 in the near term. If we take a look here at the NQ, similar price action, big time two-day range of strength. Here's the recent two-day move that looks similar to what we've just seen. And again, if you look at the actual range against this, it is a perfect representation of how far this price has moved. So that range right there over 2 days is exactly what this size is. You look at this day right here, you start the day with weakness back toward the mid, and then it finds an ability to rally here and forms a more modest range the next day. That's kind of what we're looking for here today. We've seen our pullback. Can we get some sort of strength or support off the previous session's midpoint? If so, we make a move back toward the highs and kind of finish somewhere in this range. So more of a narrow range as this market continues to find higher prices here to push off of and work our way back toward 12K. That's the FOMC key level above. Perhaps we can get even higher into about 12.4, but we're looking for an initial push to the upside here as long as price can continue to hold basically yesterday's midpoint and even the breakout point just below. Taking a look at crude oil, this one is about break even on the day. We've seen a very good counter trend move lately. This counter trend move is in line with some of these counter trend moves we've seen before. and every single one of those have been hit with a primary dose of trending price action. We've seen this thing rally right back to the 87.22. We mentioned before that that's going to be the big level to watch. It's been a big time key level. It's the FOMC from January, and it's been big time support, has turned resistance. This is the zone right here where if we're going to see some weakness, it likely fails to find acceptance above 87.22, and then we rotate back down. If price can push through 87.22 and get a transition day back above it, it opens up a rally as high as 97.5. So it could be about a plus 10 to the upside of additional price action and price discovery back toward value for the year, back toward the top end of the recent trading range. So 87.22, a big time level. Right now we have a short-term rally into that level, but now hitting the upper end of this very aggressive downtrend here. And again, this is the apex of the pattern here. We either break through and rally to 97 from 87, or we fail here and rotate back to new lows. So this is a key zone to continue to watch for crude oil. Bitcoin right now down about 1%. This one had a big day up yesterday, but it's been few and far between for rallies for this one. We're at a point in the chart again where something big has got to come. You've got this big compression here of pattern over the last 3 months. You're now sitting right on significant support. Any moment here we could see a big flush that brings us down a bit very aggressively, and perhaps we can find a rejection point below that zone that could trigger a rally, say back to 25K, and maybe back to, you know, even higher levels beyond that down the road. But right now, ton of energy being built, sitting on the lows of the year, very, very close to seeing a decisive move here soon. And again, if it's through 18K, we have some of this LVN channel to go push through very quickly, and then we may see some sort of quick reaction and bounce from there. So again, building some energy and awaiting a potential expansion opportunity here. If we take a look at ETH futures, Ether futures right now with a very narrow range over the last couple of weeks, sitting right at the 1300 level. Downtrending price action right now and sitting right on top of that prior price structure. Again, a failure to hold about 1250 starts to open up a retest of the lows of the year. Again, this market's been having trouble finding footing here lately, formed a bit of a head and shoulder pattern back here and is breaking back down. And any bounce into 1450 from above could be an opportunity to sell it for a push back toward 1000. So I mean, again, right now building energy, but with a downward bias at the moment, and that could suggest more downside ahead. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out heading into the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.